Good morning students, this is 12th class biology, lecture 8 of chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. In today's lecture, you will learn about the steps elongation and termination of translation, and second topic, regulation of gene expression. So introduction of gene expression you will do today. So let's start with the elongation step of translation. While methionine tRNA, MAT is representing methionine here. Okay, so methionine tRNA occupies the P site, as I have told you. Another tRNA with an anticodon complementary to the next codon comes to occupy the A site. Okay, this process requires GTP. Okay, this process requires energy in the form of GTP. The enzyme peptidyl transferase forms a peptide bond between methionine and the next amino acyl tRNA carrying the next amino acid. So here a peptide bond will be formed between the amino acids. So here the first amino acid is methionine. So this bond will be formed between the methionine and the next amino acid. And which enzyme is making that bond? Peptidyl transferase enzyme will make this peptide bond here. See here, this is mRNA having the codons. Okay, you can say sequence for the amino acids. Then this is EP and A site of the ribosome. So here first of all this is AUG, initiator codon of the mRNA. Okay, and you know this P site was present on the AUG. At the time of initiation, this P site was present at the AUG codon because the initiator tRNA was coming here with its anticodon with the amino acid methionine, right? Now what happened after the formation of initiation complex? This ribosome starts translocating on the mRNA chain, means it's move on the mRNA chain. Okay, and due to moving of this ribosome, this is moving like this on the mRNA. So due to this moving, what will happen? Now this AUG has come here to the exit site. Okay, and the next codon will be present now at the P site, that is UGG. So likewise this ribosome will move ahead on the mRNA chain to make a polypeptide chain. Okay, now initiator tRNA came here at the AUG codon with the methionine amino acid. So this first amino acid you can see here is methionine. Now the second tRNA came with the sequence ACC. You can say this is anticodon, which is reading the codon present on the mRNA. mRNA codon is UGG here. Okay, so this tRNA is coming here and this tRNA is carrying the amino acid tryptophan, because here this ACC is a this UGG, this is a codon for the tryptophan amino acid. That's why this tRNA is carrying tryptophan amino acid. Okay, now what will happen when this second tRNA will come here? The initiator tRNA, which now has reached to the exit site, it will leave from here. Okay, because the amino acid present on that initiator tRNA, what was the initiator what was the amino acid present on the initiator tRNA? That was methionine. So that methionine will break from the will detach from that initiator tRNA and will get attached here with the tryptophan by making a peptide bond. So this peptide bond will be formed here between these two amino acid. And which enzyme is catalyzing it? Which enzyme is helping in making this peptide bond? That is peptidyl transferase. Okay, so this peptide bond will be formed here. Likewise, when next tRNA will come having another amino acid, so this is next tRNA having the amino acid phenylalanine. Okay, when this will come here at the A site, this ribosome will translocate. So this tRNA will also reach to the P site. Okay, then this bond will break from here. Okay, this you can say this two dipeptide will get detached from this tRNA and will form a peptide bond with this phenylalanine. So you can say a polypeptide chain will be formed having 3 amino acids. Likewise, the process will continue and will form a polypeptide chain. Now look here, for the elongation, what happened? The tRNA molecule in the P site becomes uncharged, okay, and leaves the ribosome by exit site. The ribosome then translocates along the mRNA molecule to the next codon. This opens up at the A site for the next amino acid tRNA. Amino acids are added one by one, forming a polypeptide chain. Now you can see here, this amino acid, this tRNA is leaving the ribosome, or you can say this complete protein factory. This is leaving from here by the exit site, and this polypeptide chain is forming here like this by the formation of peptide bonds. Okay, this is P site and this is A site. So this peptide bonds will be formed and the complete polypeptide chain will be formed here. Now you can see here, this is a diagram given in your NCERT book for the elongation step, and here you can see this is a mRNA chain having different different codons, and these are small and large subunits of ribosome having 3 sites. Okay, and this is a tRNA where this polypeptide chain has been formed. Then again this bond is breaking from here, and here this peptide bond will be formed with the valine amino acid. Okay, and like this polypeptide chain will be formed. This is another tRNA which is coming with another amino acid, and amino acid is arginine, and this tRNA is leaving the protein factory. Okay, so this diagram is for the elongation of translation. So you need to make 2 diagrams for the elongation. The first one that I have shown you, okay, and this one which is given in your NCERT book, because that was starting for the elongation. So that is also necessary to make, because all the sites E, P and A are given in that diagram. So you need to make that diagram also. Now next step of translation is termination, and termination is one of the 3 stop codons enters the A site. Okay, mRNA chain is having the codons. Okay, so one of the 3 stop codons that you know about the stop codons, 3 stop codons are there. So if any one of these stop codons will come at the A site of the ribosome, no tRNA molecule bind to these codons, because there is no tRNA for the stop codons. Okay, no tRNA is having the anticodons for the stop codons. So the peptide and the tRNA in the P site becomes hydrolyzed, releasing the polypeptide into the cytoplasm. So what will happen here? The polypeptide chain will get detached from the tRNA. Okay, and it will come into the cytoplasm. The small and the large subunit of the ribosome dissociate. Now when the tRNA and the polypeptide chains will get detached, large and small subunit of the ribosomes will also get dissociate and will be ready for the next round of translation. This is the diagram for termination step of translation. So here you can see this is mRNA chain having the different codons. Okay, these are P and A sites of the ribosome. Here this polypeptide chain, this is attached with the tRNA. This is a tRNA where the polypeptide chain is attached. When the stop codon will come, there is no tRNA having the anticodon of that stop codon. So what will happen? A release factor will get attached here at the stop codon, and due to attachment of that release factor, this process of translation will get stopped. Okay, and the polypeptide chain will get detached from the tRNA. So here you can see this polypeptide chain has been released. It will be released in the cytoplasm, and these are release factors which are responsible here for the stopping of the translation process. Okay, so at the end, polypeptide chain tRNA, subunits of ribosomes, mRNA, all these will get detached from each other. Okay, so these are two subunits of ribosomes which will get detached and will be ready for the next round of the translation, and this is released polypeptide chain. So next topic we will do about the regulation of gene expression. So first thing is, what is gene expression? So we can say it is the process by which information from a gene is used in the synthesis of a functional gene product. These products are often proteins, but in non-protein coding genes such as rRNA genes or tRNA genes, the product is a functional RNA. Okay, because only mRNAs make the protein. Okay, so we will say that these products are often proteins. If the you can say if the mRNA is formed, in that case the protein will be formed there, but we can't say in the case of ribosomal RNA and tRNA. So the product, if the product is functional RNA, then also we will say that gene is expressing itself. Now regulation of gene. What is meaning of regulation of genes? So we say that gene regulation is the process of turning genes on and off. Okay, means how the gene will express itself by formation of different RNAs, and after that proteins. So what is gene regulation? It is the process of turning genes on or off for the formation of RNAs or for the formation of proteins. During early development, cells begin to take on specific functions. Gene regulation ensures that the appropriate genes are expressed at the proper time. Okay, so you can say this is a regulation, this is adaptation in every organism, in the cells of every organism, that it is ensured that appropriate genes are expressed at the proper time, and it is the process that control the rate and manner of gene expression, you can say. Now look here, there are different levels on which gene expression can be regulated in case of eukaryotes. So see here, in case of eukaryotes, gene expression can be regulated at transcriptional level, at RNA processing level, at RNA transport level, or at the translational level. Okay, so this is a gene. Okay, you can say a segment of DNA. Okay, so at this level, when it is transcribed to form a RNA, okay, so gene expression can be regulated at this level when this DNA is making a RNA. At this level, gene expression can be regulated. Second thing, gene expression can be regulated because in eukaryotes, you know, transcription occur in nucleus, and translation will occur in cytoplasm. So when the RNA which has been formed in nucleus will be transported to the cytoplasm, at that level also gene expression can be regulated. Okay, so here this RNA which has been formed and has been processed, when it is transported to the cytoplasm, at this level also gene expression can be regulated. Then in the cytoplasm there will be translation or formation of protein. So this is mRNA forming this polypeptide chain, or you can say protein. So at this level also gene expression can be regulated. Or here this is a primary transcript, you can say, which is processed to form the mature mRNA. Okay, so here also gene expression can be regulated. So these are different levels for the regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. Now your homework based on today's topics is NCERT question number 14, A and C part. Now homework solutions of the previous lecture. One question was there to differentiate the mRNA from tRNA. So you can say mRNA is called messenger RNA, and it acts as a template for the process of transcription, right? And tRNA is called transfer RNA, and it acts as the adapter molecule to carry the specific amino acid to the mRNA for the synthesis of protein. mRNA is a linear molecule, while you have seen that tRNA is a clover leaf shaped structure. Then next question was difference between template strand and coding strand. So these are two strands in DNA. Template strand act as a template for the synthesis of mRNA during transcription, and coding strand is a sequence of DNA that has same base sequence as that of mRNA, except thymine that is replaced by uracil in DNA, in RNA. Now, template strand runs in direction 3' to 5', while coding strand polarity is 5' to 3'. Now, question number 9 is you need to write the functions of ribosome during the translation, dual function of ribosome. So, these are two functions of ribosomes. First, ribosome act as the site where the protein synthesis takes place from individual amino acids. Okay, it is made up of two subunits, larger subunit and smaller subunit. So, smaller subunit comes in contact with mRNA to form the and forms the protein synthesizing complex, whereas the larger subunits act as a amino acid binding site. Then second function of ribosome is ribosome acts as a catalyst for forming the peptide bond between different amino acids. For example, 23 srRNA in bacteria acts as a ribozyme. What is this ribozyme? This is peptidyl transferase. As I have told you that peptidyl transferase is the enzyme which make peptide bond between the amino acids. So translation is occurring in the ribosome. So in the ribosome there is a subunit 23 srRNA, and this is the subunit of ribosome which itself act as a ribozyme, or you can say as the peptidyl transferase for the formation of peptide bond.